Talk, your source for information about your hometown and surrounding area. Tiger Talk is brought to you by...
And Tiger Talk brought to you by Whistle Stop Donuts, String Beans Coffee House on Lower Main in Princeton, Hancock's Neighborhood Market on Commerce Street in Katie's delicious homemade goodness, and Perry's Floors and More.
Make the morning great with a stop at Whistle Stop Donuts on West Main Street in Princeton. Whistle Stop makes their donuts fresh daily, and they're ready on your way to work or school. They have a wide variety of fresh donuts, so you can surprise the office with a dozen delicious donuts. Stop by Whistle Stop today and enjoy a donut or a dozen. They're open 5 a.m. to noon Monday through Saturday. Whistle Stop Donuts on West Main in Princeton.
And good morning at 8:05. Welcome to Tiger Talk, and we appreciate you listening. I have the pleasure of welcoming into the studio Brother HARRELL Riley with HR Ministries, and I also have a couple representatives from Kentucky Campers on a Mission.
Yes, sir.
And how are you this morning?
Wonderful.
Very good.
It's nice to see you.
Thank you.
You might move that microphone up just a little bit closer. We want to definitely hear what you have to say. So welcome, and glad you're here today. Brother HARRELL, I'll let you take it away.
All right. Well, we're glad they're here, and many of you all know that are listening that God gave us a privilege just recently after about 9 years being in another building and praying for about 15 of where God would have us to be in the mix of the town and everything else with the building to take care of our ministry needs and opportunities. And the Johnson Furniture Building came open. They were gracious to sell that to us at a wonderful price, and we want to encourage the downtown and be a part of the community in a fashion that helps everybody. So Campers on Mission been with us before. They helped us with 2 projects, one down at Unity Baptist and some other things that we did here in the community with the ballparks, fixing bleachers and doing some other things. So gave them a call, and they willingly rounded up folks, and now they're here. They've been working yesterday and going to be working for about 2 weeks, helping us in the mix of what's going on, try to get the store prepared. So the HENDRICKSes are the ones who came first and kind of plugged the thing together and started rounding up folks. So here they are. So you might want to tell them what Campers on Mission is.
First of all, introduce yourself. I have Sue Ellen.
Sue Ellen Hendricks with Kentucky Campers on Mission.
Okay.
And Vernon Hendricks.
Okay, well, again, welcome, and pleasure to be in here. And tell us exactly what the Kentucky Campers on a Mission is up to.
All right, the Campers on Mission is a fellowship of Christian campers who volunteers their time to share our faith and love of Jesus while we camp and while we participate in various ministry projects. We have members from throughout Kentucky, as well as members from southern Indiana and also Ohio. We reach from Katie's all the way to Elizabethtown and everywhere in between. We have approximately 100 members all total in Kentucky Campers on Mission, with approximately 30 who are pretty well active at any given time. And on a given project, we usually have somewhere between 20 and 24 people that will participate.
Wow, that's fantastic. Now, how long has Kentucky Campers, when did they form?
All right, Kentucky Campers started in 1991. And we are the 21st chapter of the National Campers on Missions. The National Campers on Missions has chapters throughout the United States. I think they have over 40 chapters at this time.
Wow. And so I guess the concept is when there's a need out there, whether it's, I know I think I've seen you all working when there's been like a disaster, like maybe I think the ice storm, you guys might have come up, but do you do anything like that, or is it more just building projects and things such as that?
Our main, in the Kentucky Baptist Convention, they have a disaster relief program. We're not a part of it, but we are affiliated with the Southern Baptist Convention by being members of the National Campers on Mission. And our main focus, each chapter has its own ministries. Some work at campgrounds, some will go to the racetracks and to places of that nature to share the gospel and send out tracts, things of this nature. Some will work in the local communities. For the Kentucky chapter, our main focus is centered around construction, maintenance, and renovations of churches, Christian children's home and schools and campgrounds.
So this project then fits perfectly into your mission.
Absolutely. When Brother HARRELL called and shared what his needs were, we were delighted to be able to come over and take a look what was going on. And we always kind of assess what the needs are and see if we have the resources to be able to help to take care of the needs. We stand willing, we stand ready to serve.
That's wonderful. About how many will you have on this project the next few weeks?
We will have about 20. Many of us are beginning to winterize our vehicles and our campers,
Yeah.
and we normally close down our ministry at the end of October and open it back up in April. However, after we came and took a look what Brother HARRELL had available, how can you tell him no?
I love it. I love it. So you might tell us, I know there's been other projects around that you've worked on here regionally and locally. Why don't you tell us about a few of those you've worked on recently?
Yes, we were very much involved with the Way in Cadiz, Kentucky, and was privileged to be able to serve there and to get them started on this wonderful ministry that they are now taking part in and reaping the benefits thereof.
Beautiful facility.
Yes.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, about 8-9 years ago, I think it was, they came down and participated. There was a need for an add-on at Unity Baptist, and we partnered with pastor and the church there. And through what we were doing, then Campers on Mission got involved, and they were able to help put an addition on. And then we had another crew came in and did a roof on a house that they have. So it's a good thing in the kingdom to be able to work and do what we do. And people are gifted in several things. I mean, you do the radio, I'll do the preaching. We'll let them do the carpentry.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So, and as well, they don't just do carpentry. And one of the unique things for me in watching them is most of them don't come from a carpentry background. They come from business and school and welding and military, and so they just come with their willingness, and they've learned from each other and learned from the projects and learned from other people. And I've not seen anything they can't handle. Now, one of the other things that folks might want to know that you probably need to tell them is what sometimes the ladies are participating in some stuff while the guys are hammering nails and screwing screws and those kind of things.
Right. With some of the ladies, we're able to work along with the men. We do some painting. We do some drywall, believe it or not. Some of us do. But a lot of the ladies has a quilting ministry, and it's very active in our community. And we leave quilts at various locations where we go, and they can use those quilts. We like to say for burnouts, for people that has had fires, and they can use those quilts. We also go to some schools, we go to some campgrounds and work on a regular basis, and we've made quilts and quillas. Now, I'm not sure that you know what a quilla is.
Tell us about a quilla. I'm interested. I've heard the term, but I need to know what a quilla is.
Right. Well, a quilla is a mix between a small lap quilt and a pillow, and it kind of folds up and stuffs into a pillow. So this year we have made 68 quillas, and 48 of those we left at Oneida Baptist Institute in eastern Kentucky. They have a choir that gets up early and goes out and ministries on a weekend basis, and sometimes they leave very early. And so these quillas will be beneficial to them, that they can take on the school bus as they go out to sing and to lead worship service at various churches all over the state of Kentucky. So we picked up this ministry this last year and made 48 quillas, and when we had our 2-week project at Oneida in Oneida, Kentucky, we left them the 48 quillas for that.
Excellent. That is neat. A quinilla.
A quilla.
A quilla, just a quilla.
Quilla. And also we make quilts and leave those, like I said, with burnout
I'm making him
victims.
laugh over there. Quilla.
And we make some baby quilts, and we have one lady that has made some lap throws for nursing homes. So this is something that the ladies,
Huge part of the ministry, isn't
yes,
it? Yeah.
yes, we all,
And we all this time of year need a Quilla or a quilt. I can tell
yes,
you.
that is right.
Well, that's fantastic.
While they've been here, they've already been out to our office and been doing some office work to help us prepare for the big events and those things that are coming up through the holiday season by prepping books and stapling books and doing all the, lack of better terms, grunt work we do in the office that can be done ahead of time to prep. So we're grateful that they're here doing that.
I was going to ask, what's some of the detailed inside work that you are doing to prep the building at this point?
Well, for the last 3 or 4 weeks, we've had several volunteers from the local area coming in, tearing out stuff, and prepping for them to get here. And so the front room, of course, phase 1 is to get the store up and moved, and hopefully,
that's the first part of it.
yeah, hopefully we can do that. Those of you who are listening, I have several people asking by December the 1st. When they get done these next 2 weeks, we should be able to progress towards moving some stuff in and those kind of things. So just continue to pray for that. But they are doing flooring. We had to go in and clear everything out and prep it so that they could floor, and then building one office downstairs and putting up a wall so there's a separation for the sorting and the regular office space, and then some lots of painting. They're finishing off the ceiling. Yesterday there was another volunteer from Tennessee who came and did some light hanging and those kind of things. So I think today they're going to be painting some walls, finishing some flooring, and continuing to do some sheetrock. So it's progressive, and we'll see. They move pretty fast. Most of them are retired, and I think the youngest one's 50, and I don't know how the oldest one is, but they're not spring chickens, but they move real fast.
I've seen some of their handiwork, and it is excellent. So if I understand you right, though, this is kind of toward the end of your active part, and then you kind of will take the winter off, so to speak, and then come back in the spring and get geared back up for your mission.
Right. We start in April,
Okay.
and we run our ministry through October.
Okay.
And we have about 3 or 4 sites that are standing projects that we do each year. Right. We go down Tennessee to Hickson, Tennessee, outside of Chattanooga, to a children's group home and school called Bethel Bible Village. We do a 2 weeks ministry there. We really get involved and engage with the kids there. We have ice cream socials with them. We have weenie roasts with them. We're able to go in and have fellowship with them. We present them with their quillas. And then the facilities have plenty of jobs for us to be able to do to help to maintain
Keep everything up.
Their facilities.
Yeah.
And then we also go to Highland Lakes Baptist Camp up in Martinsville, Indiana, outside of Indianapolis. We usually do a 2 weeks project there. We go to Anita Baptist Institute over in Eastern Kentucky and work with them for 2 weeks. This last summer, we had 2 couples that were able to go to Morehead State University and work with the Baptist Christian Ministry there, or BSU there. They were doing a lot of renovations and was in a tremendous need of help, and we had 2 couples to go up and assist them there as well.
Wow. Fantastic. And if you're seeing this on the stream, you see Vernon's arm. Vernon recently was on a mission and went through a roof, I do believe, and is healing, but he's still out there doing it. So that says a lot about what you all are all about, because you'll find something to do, and there's no doubt about it.
That's the uniqueness, as Brother HARRELL said, about our ministry. My wife comes from baking. I come from teaching. And I knew nothing about diesel trucks, about a camper being pulled behind it, much less about construction. But you know, the good Lord, if He is calling you, He's going to equip you and He's going to enable you. And He puts you with people that loves you, cares for you, and puts you under their care and will teach you and train you and bring you up. So if you want to come and join us with Campers on Mission, you don't have to have those special skills, because you'll learn what needs to be done with the fellows and the ladies that are part of the group.
Well, let me ask you this question. This one's been burning me since you came. Do you have to have a camper?
Believe it or not, we have several that do not.
I was just thinking, oh boy, you got to have a camper?
Well, it's convenient.
Of course it is, because when you go to these missions, there you go to sleep. But yeah, I mean, and I'm sure that's what I was getting at. There's folks out there listening, boy, I got a camper. That sounds like something I'd really like to be a part of.
Absolutely. If you have a camper and you have been struggling as how you could possibly serve the Lord, and you have a heart for people, and you have a heart for missions and reaching out and helping others in need, Campers on Mission is exactly an area that you would find delight in.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
Ty, I've been around them long enough to know that they even have some folks from Cadiz that are driving over this week back and forth, and there's a community in it. When they land on the planet, there's some fellowship that they do in the evenings, whether that's go out to eat together or I think play some games, those kind of things, that is a blessing. And so it's not like you just show up and all you do is work. Now, one of the other things I've seen is, not to point anybody out that's with the group this week, but some may just be 2x4 toters. But what I found about the 2x4 toters is they're servants of the Lord, and at the same time, they're constantly learning. And the next time they come, they may be the one doing the flooring while somebody else is toting 2x4s. So I don't think you have to know anything to go. You just have to know you need to go.
That's right.
Right. Well, I've been on a mission one time. Went over to Eastern Kentucky and we put a roof on a house and worked around this lady's house. And I'm not much of a carpenter, but they had to there was some digging that had to be done. I said, "Give me the shovel."
There
I
you
can
go.
at least dig the trench. And
Right.
so, but it is, and it's one of those things that's progressive. If you're around it long enough, you're going to pick up the stuff, and you're going to learn. Somebody's going to guide you, and that's what's really great about it. And the next thing you know, if you're hanging around 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you might be running the project.
That's true.
And so that's the great thing about these ministries too, because they're very welcoming. And it's a place where you can learn, fellowship, and serve, and that's the wonderful thing about it.
One of the other things about this project that I hope that the community catches is there's more than one way to be involved in it. Because they came, one of the things that they don't require but they ask you to do is be sure that lunch is ready so that they don't have to stop and fix it and all those kind of things. So we've reached out, and First Baptist is allowing them to go to the CLC and eat lunch every day. Central Presbyterian fed them yesterday. Ponderosa is feeding them today. Silent Run's feeding them tomorrow. HR Ministries feeding them the next day, and so on and so forth.
So if you're out there listening, and there may be
there's a couple of days still open
so
that you can bring food and fellowship them. Yep. And at the same time, folks can come, as I said, down and see what they're doing, talk with them. Maybe you're sitting home, you don't have a camper, and you're here in Princeton, it's getting cool, and you don't have anything to do. I promise you, these guys won't mind if you show up and ask them. They'll show you to do something, help you. They're not union grade labor, so they take their time sometimes, and they move on real fast at other times. So you wouldn't hinder them at all if you want to come participate, I'm sure. And for those that have never been around that kind of ministry, it's vital to the big picture. And what I want to say about that is, many of you in the community have been asking and curious about the building. Well, we hope that it is becomes a staple in the community, that the building with the offices in it upstairs and some other things that we want to present to the community later will be effective in encouraging everybody here when it gets done. So again, our first stage is getting the store up and running. And as you know, Ty, we try to help with lots of things out of that, and maybe you're listening and don't know, and sometimes folks wonder, but benevolence, we help folks with their electric bills and their gas bills, and I say that very cautiously over the radio because we're not a one-stop shop. There's some volunteering that has to be done if you come for help. There's some things that you're required to do to participate, and it's not just a beg and give me kind of situation.
Is that an application process?
There's an application, an interview, and there's also some requirements based on what you've got going on, what you can do. We do partner with some of the churches to help folks do that, and then there's some other things that happen for the community and other events. For instance, Joseph Storage Bin helps sponsor the inflatables for SummerSlam. When you get down to it, there's some groups. In fact, we just had the liberty to help sponsor the tennis team going to state tournament and some other events. We've helped different teams and groups that go. Plus, there may be some students out there that can't afford a piece of equipment or something. We help with that. And So there's a lot going on. So at the end of the day, when they get done with this project, the end goal is back to the community. And so to have 19 people from everywhere from Fordsville to Cadiz and Russellville and come into Princeton to help participate, get things in order to help the community, personally for me is an awesome sight and an opportunity to be a part of that. It's fun for me.
Yeah, it's a great example and a great. It's a good thing you got going up there, and it's for the community, and we welcome them here. And if you're out there listening and want to be a part of it or help, just get in touch with Brother Harrell or drop by and say hello. And Sue Ellen, do you have a few other things that we've missed that you want to mention about Kentucky Campers on Mission?
Well, we'd like to leave you with a final thought. We are always in need of new members, joining us as our ministry grows. If you've been searching for a way to serve the Lord and have a heart and passion for a ministry to others, to help others, we would like to invite you to come along and join us on our upcoming new year. You can contact me at my personal cell phone number, which is 270-836-7260. And we thank you for this opportunity to be able to share with you about Kentucky Campers on Mission. It's an exciting project, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We're glad they're here, Ty, and again, thank WPKY for making sure the community's informed and things are happening around here. One thing I would throw out, I was putting it live on ours a minute ago, and I'll throw this out here again. They do normally close down before they start our project in October, right. So we are blessed. In the mix of it, I had a gentleman, he lives away from here, and they've got some campers, and I think there's some others. The only reason they don't go is because they might freeze up and tear up the campers and those kind of things. They offered about 4 or 5 of them to come back and stay for a while. If we could find a warehouse, a barn that's got a little bit of electricity in it, that they would let us pull them in, they're going to come back and do some more work. So if you're out there listening and the barn's empty, or one of the warehouses around here is empty and it's got a little bit of electricity on the panel that we could pull off of, I'd be interested in talking to you. So holler at me, 270-625-0405. And somehow God just does all that. So I suspect that during the winter months, I'm going to have at least 2 or 3 campers down this way somewhere, maybe painting or flooring or doing something. And we really would like to get the building done. So if you could help us with that, that'd be great. And otherwise, come join us. And you don't have to be a camper. There's going to be a bunch going on. So not just while they're here, but if your church or group would like to participate in helping us get the building up and running, come on down. I'll be like, what was his name, Bob Barker? Or,
come on down.
Come on down.
Yep.
Well, you're the next contestant on the process.
Fixing the process.
Yes, sir.
Well, fantastic. Thank you all so much for what you're doing, and we appreciate you being here, and enjoy your 2 weeks in Princeton. And folks, if you're out there listening, drop by and say hello and get some encouragement and just see what's going on down at HR Ministries. They're building on the corner of West Main, and let's see, that is Harrison, I think. Is that right?
Harrison.
Yeah.
I don't know where we're at. It's just downtown. It's the first big building you see on the left.
It's the old Elks building, but they're doing some work down there, and they are prepping for the movement of Joseph's Storage Bin First and their offices and things. And we've got Kentucky Campers on a Mission down there for the next 2 weeks that are helping prepping and getting that building prepared. So, Sue Ellen, Vernon, thank you so much for being here, and God bless you all for what you do in your group, and just keep up the great work.
I think you got another program coming up to explain what's going on downtown.
Yeah.
Some of our folks will be out front this afternoon with candy to support what's going on with the community event for Halloween, and we're grateful for those that are helping get that thing rolling, and maybe there'll be a lot of folks downtown stirring around in their
little ghosts and goblins,
whatever you call those things that they're doing there. So
that's indeed great. So thank you all very much, and have a great day.
Thank you.
All right, that's the first segment of our Tiger Talk program.